Any guest features on the project, man?
Nah, straight Pop
you.
Smoke.
Straight Pop Smoke.
All
What,
to the
nigga?
face.
The hottest nigga in New York. You want other people in my shit? Yo, what?
Listen,
Talk that talk.
Come on.
Totally
I'm telling you right now, when this mixtape drop,
it's gonna change.
You're gonna feel the energy.
Okay.
What's the vibe on the project? Can we?
a whole lot of aggression.
Okay.
A whole lot of
A
brick
whole
throwing.
lot of fashion.
Fashion.
A whole lot of action.
Action.
You hear me? I said so. All this aggression and fashion, looking good in all this action. Understand?
Hey, what I like when we heard your shit, man, I was like, yo, I've never heard nobody sound like this guy. Very, very distinct.
I appreciate that.
Very.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Bassey, Akwa. Pop Smoke says he's the hottest rapper in New York City, and I definitely don't disagree with him. I definitely don't disagree with Pop Smoke that he is most definitely the hottest rapper in New York City, but I feel like people don't see it or they're not really appreciating it at this moment in time, you know what I mean? Because he did an interview with these people. I think this is a radio station in LA, you know, the white dude, you know what I'm saying? The way he was kind of talking about Pop Smoke, like he was like, your sound is different, you know what I'm saying? And I think that kind of goes underappreciated, you know what I'm saying? And I always say, everybody knows this, you know what I mean? I've said this before, you know what I mean? Pop Smoke sounds like Scooby-Doo smoked backwoods and drank dark liquor, you know what I'm saying? Like Pop Smoke sounds like he caught a fucking armed robbery charge in 1998 and he just got out on parole, you know what I mean? He sounds like he has a very strong voice, you know what I'm saying? He obviously has a different type of flow, and I feel like people kind of overlook that, like, oh, he's not lyrical, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he definitely not no lyrical type nigga. Like, I understand Pop Smoke, like, if you listen to his voice, like, the dude is only 20 years old, and that says a lot about what he's doing at this point in time. Like, if you really keep it a buck, like, Pop Smoke clearly sounds like a nigga that got his city job, a 55-year-old nigga with a city job with 3 kids, you know what I mean? Like, he sounds like he has a strong, like, super developed Diesel type of voice, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like people are kind of overlooking the fact that the dude is only 20 years old. He was 19 when he first popped off, but he's only 20 years old. A lot of people are kind of overlooking this. A lot of people are like he's hot, but oh, he's only hot in Brooklyn. Like, no, nigga, he's not only hot in Brooklyn, he's hot in New York City overall. You know what I'm saying? I've been to several certain parts of New York, you know, where his music was bumping. It wasn't just Welcome to the Party. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't really understand. It's not just Welcome to the Party that's going off. He has a bunch of songs that are really going off that people fuck with. You know, even like a lot of the songs on his EP, on his album, whatever you want to call it, tape, a lot of the songs leaked already a couple months before. Those were going crazy in the streets before the fucking EP even dropped. That was like 2-3 months ago. The songs were on fucking YouTube, leaked by some Indian hacker that goes to Penn State or some shit. You know what I mean? That just sits in his room and jerks off to Tiana Trump all day. Them shits been leaked. You know what I'm saying? And niggas was still bumping them shits. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's definitely going unnoticed that, yo, Pop Smoke is doing his fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Pop Smoke is doing his fucking thing. And I don't know if this is just Pop Smoke, maybe his attitude, but every time he's kind of in an interview, like, he has that fresh off the block smell. Like, you know what I mean? This nigga smell like he just sold crack or some shit. Like, he smells like he just, you know what I'm saying, had to hide a gun from the cops, you know what I mean? Because niggas were shooting dice and the cops came. Like, he kind of, you know, he has that feel to him. He has that feel like if you say the wrong thing, he might smack you in the face. That's that fresh off the block type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people definitely compare him to 50 Cent. But when you talk about 50 Cent, when 50 Cent first popped off, like Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent was 26. You know what I mean? 50 Cent was 26 years old. You know what I mean? So he was a little bit older. Pop Smoke is about 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? He probably has been to jail. You know what I'm saying? He probably has been through a lot of things. But I don't think... like, he's clearly like a product of the shit that 50 came from. You know what I'm saying? But he's a little bit younger. He's a little bit less developed. I don't want to say mentally, but I guess experiences. Even though he has been through some shit, clearly, like, he's a real dude that's been through some real things. You know what I'm saying? And he carries himself like a grown nigga. He has the voice of a grown nigga, and he carries himself like a grown nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like, the way the interviewer said, oh, yo, like, you, and I don't really have nothing against the interviewer, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga does radio and shit like that. Like, I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't pay attention to the radio, so it kind of surprised me. But the nigga said, Lil TJ, Bobby Shmurda, and Polo G. You know what I mean? When I first heard that, I was like, wait, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I was like, first off, he didn't say Chef G. You know, he didn't say 22 G's. 22 G's is fucking hot right now. He didn't say none of them niggas. But this nigga said Polo G. Like, and if you don't know, you probably some niggas might think, oh, Polo G is from New York. No, the fuck he's not. If you're from New York, you know that does not sound like a New York nigga. That sounds like a nigga that's from the Midwest or one of them states out there in like the Midwest and shit like that. Polo G is from Chicago, and I think that's very known that Polo G is from Chicago. It's not like he's some unknown artist. He's actually a very well-known artist and everything. You know what I'm saying? But that just comes to show how people. It's not. I'm not necessarily holding it against the interviewer, but I'm holding it against, just pretty much how people look at New York City rap as a whole at this moment in time. Like when you bring it up, when you say like, oh shit, like yo, New York is kind of like really doing their thing like right now. Like they're in the runnings. Like people are like, what the fuck you talking about, nigga? The South is running it. All this, that. But if you really, really look at it, like a lot of the heat is coming out of New York City right now. A lot of heat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of heat is coming out of New York City. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention like Cardi B is one of the biggest artists in years that have come out of New York. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of shit going on in New York City, and not a lot of people are really talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people are really, really talking about it, and not a lot of people put a lot of respect on it because they feel like the New York scene is like New York drill. I read an article. You know what I'm saying? They said like they said some shit like they're like waiting for like the cops to shut down like the New York drill scene. I'm not saying that they won't. You know what I'm saying? That's most likely inevitable. I've said this many times. Niggas getting arrested in the New York City drill scene, that's inevitable. I mean, that's something that's possibly gonna happen. Niggas have already gotten arrested. Breezy Blicky, he's down with 22 G's in the Blicky gang. He got arrested. Him and like 20 something other niggas. You know what I mean? They got arrested on some gang charge and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they kind of don't respect the New York drill scene because drill didn't originate in New York City. But at the end of the day, when you look at drill, when you look at gangster rap didn't really originate in New York City. A lot of people say Cool G rap, but at the end of the day, people like Ice Cube, NWA, gangster rap started in the hoods of LA, and it spread out all across the world. Not even just America, all across the world, and everybody was influenced by it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see why Chicago drill rap is not looked at in the same way. You know what I mean? It's influencing everybody. It's not like niggas are just biting. Oh, I'm just biting this and biting pause. But niggas are not just biting shit. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like people could put a lot of respect, on New York City drill rap's name. You know what I mean? And I feel like Pop Smoke, he kind of feels that energy. He kind of feels like when he walks in the building, people might not give him a respect as they would have given a nigga in New York City 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Because when 50 was going around, like, they was giving them tons of respect. You know what I mean? And I think Pop Smoke he's pretty hot right now. You know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to see like how, like, if he has a bigger album, a bigger body of work. I'm willing to see how that goes. I'm willing to see the sales. You know what I mean? Because the label's probably gonna put a lot of money behind him because his songs are already moving like on his own pretty much. I don't even think the label has put that much money into like pushing him like that just yet. They probably put him in a couple places. I've seen him on a couple places. I've seen him on Genius. He's making his rounds at the radio stations. But like once they really put that push behind him, they got Nicki Minaj. So that's some label shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about to get lit. And I feel like if he has a bigger body of work, that shit's gonna be even better. Because I hear a lot of people like, oh, the welcome to the Meet the Woo tape, like a lot of it sounds the same. I think that's the point of an EP. You're not really supposed to give the whole pack on the EP. You just give a sample. You know what I mean? And like what 50 Cent said in Return of the Body Snatchers, you're not supposed to get high off a sample. You're just supposed to feel the buzz. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to get high off Meet the Woo. You're supposed to get you know what I mean? You're supposed to feel the buzz. You know what I mean? Quick 9 songs, boom. But I feel like once he really drops an album, he's gonna do his thing. You know what I mean? Because I think one of this dude's talents is actually creating dope songs that people fuck with. That's just something that a lot of people don't have. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't have that talent to where they could just make dope songs consistently. And I think Pop Smoke has that talent to where he knows what the people want to hear at this point. He knows what the kids want to hear. He knows what the adults would hear and say, oh, I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what you niggas think about this in the comment section. Turn on notifications, like, subscribe. What do you think about this? Do you think Pop Smoke is one of the hottest artists in New York City? Let me know in the comment section, y'all. Turn on notifications, like, subscribe, y'all. Holla.